Yeah, Axie Infinity, this is an interesting one from a couple of perspectives. One is that I always like to see big bases. Like we saw here with this cup base, about 77 days. I mean, that was a beautiful breakout and advance from there. The measured move of this particular base was about 337%, which worked out to a move to about 51.34, which interestingly we did touch on July 27th and reversed. Also important in the price action has been the 461.8 Fibonacci extension of this cup base. Prices has barely closed above there. In fact, I think it's only closed above there twice over this time period. So that tells you that its importance as well in terms of the overall price structure of the pattern. We've come close to the 38.2% retracement of the level. At this point, as long as it stays above the 38.2% retracement level, I don't see there being tremendous downside at this point. When I look at the six hour, one of the scenarios that could happen here is we do actually undercut this low from a couple days ago, which is at 37.23, and we form a double bottom with the trigger right here at 42.88. That would be a timely opportunity to initiate a position. I think if you're not in it at this point, that will get you back above the 56-hour simple moving average, which did break today as support. So I see that as a pivotal thing to look for in terms of that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be touching Axie Infinity at this point. I think that now it's about proving self, and I wouldn't be a buyer until it got above. If you don't get the double bottom formation that I mentioned, I wouldn't be a buyer until there's a daily close above the July 31st high, which comes in at 46.34. There, I would initiate a pilot buy and then see if we can get price traction. If we get a daily close above the 27th July, I would add a little bit more at that point and then see the upside potential for this. Really is this topside trend line that comes back from November 2020 through this high here in April. And it would be about 115% move from this high here from July 27th at 56.44. That would be the maximum upside potential. Right now, I would say I'm neutral on Axie though. It did have incredible move. It did meet the measured move target of the cup base. It did exceed the 1.8% retrace or extension of the cup base. It's important to note though that this particular correction that evolved into a flag pattern did occur at the 261.8% Fibonacci extension of this base. We had the correction, then we did move higher. So we can't rule out, we could have here a similar type of correction that takes place. We'll see this here evolving as sort of a flag situation and then potentially moving higher. But at this point, I'd be either wait for a double bottom scenario or a trade up close above this 46.34 to be a buyer. That's it.
Yeah, I would particularly like to jump on Axie right now, not to buy, but to short. And one of my reasons for being bearish on Axie is because of this particular move that we saw here, which is exponential, 252% upswing, and then we continued the rally to 20% upswing, right? So this move here, the 60 fib for this move comes around 29. And the 70 comes around 25. And the reason why I want to short this right now is, so before that, I want to point out that it's either going to form a double bottom here, and then probably move a little higher, contest the swing high over here, these here, and then fall down again to the 70 fib. And the reason why 70 fib is really interesting at 25.71 is that it coincides with this this particular range is 50 fib. And it also coincides with 70 fib here. But what's interesting is this particular red candle that was formed before this massive move that we saw here. So this serves as a demand zone. So it's like a really big confluence that comes up here. And this seems like a really good spot for it to reverse the trend, reverse the downtrend. So am bearish on Axie for the moment, for the time being, right? So a move similar to this, right? That's what I'm expecting here. That's it. So presently
Okay.
short on Axie, and then if we bounce, if we come here, bounce, again, I'm looking at a retest of the range highs, which is 53, or the current all-time high.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's it.
want to, it also doesn't like to close at the high or the low very much either, this cryptocurrency. It's something interesting, cryptocurrencies in general, really something you don't see so much in the stock market. But yeah,
I think it
Ali
probably
would,
has to do with liquidity.
yeah, I think so too.
Since this
I
coin
mean,
is like brand new, and like if you look at Shiba and even SafeMoon, these coins have a comparatively less liquidity, and then the prices aren't even agreeable on different exchanges.